Endra IGP Dampare ekokopie mu ewo committee enim na ensem bebre ekokọ so ebi mu nsem no na mede ebremo na emse Endra mede bremo say almost Dampare almost cried. We brought you that story. Say Dampare almost cried. Utie analysis ayeye senya na nsem ne kọ baby asem ni free a enne ye de Dampare aba be hyemu eno na ka ho Dampare na nko osu no na Endra Dampare call committee no ase ekọ ye po Adom Otchere aye ni na yenim say ono de on the side of MPP ono de asem no eyo ono de support MPP no baba bonti aba be bo Dampare echi say die ntia na Dampare wo se wokosu wo committee na se Dampare ensu na so po Adom Otchere tini show so na woka say Dampare akwa kosu e wo committee ase na suna Dampare akwa kosu nti e wo say Akufo Addo eyi nedi sisi a he bebi apo Adom Otchere mo defa omo person mo ya na eyi Dampare free or why because omo ate say Dampare wo ho a there is no way MPP ebe we need 2024 and so they want to do everything possible to remove Dampare. This same po Adom Otchere and on the babe told Dampare so said Dampare akwa sete ono ankasa ni police fo a wo mu kunkum enkrofo which is a lie and that Dampare yi sansem ni nina no e wo committee na ase na ohun se Dampare eyi ano yi no and the entia President Akufo Addo ensake Dampare and say wako committee so akwa akosu. That is what po Adom Otchere is saying. Na yebekai po Adom Otchere the entia nsem a wokan yetie wi a yebekai no pa ba yentie po Adom Otchere ne argument ne ye say ebe hodi water anase dabi yentie.
You have the opportunity to face your accusers. You have the opportunity of a parliamentary inquiry, which is proper. Now, if they brought that Ferguson boy to the parliamentary inquiry with me, I will whip him because he has nothing to say. You, Dr. Dampare, they brought you to parliamentary inquiry so that you can answer, and they've given you a platform so the people of Ghana can hear your truth. And what you do is to cry, police crying, COP, Commissioner of Police, you are crying.
You see how po Adom Otchere is we in journalism no, they have a word for it. Your friend no is this sensationalism said yeah, I think they have that's the word. You see how po Adom Otchere is saying police need crying. Now Dampare didn't cry. Technically Dampare he didn't cry. Ye na ye tie nsem wa Dampare kan. Endra me be botre mo mamuni amutie ye. Dampare never cried. The Dampare ye and say ne voice ni mu no bete say odi yaw. But say osun ma Dampare winsu. And so for a journalist like po Adom Otchere to come and stand on his show to say Dampare crying, police near osun, technically we are just being sensational. If I've gotten the word right. Technically po Adom Otchere they will ye enchaye because Dampare he didn't cry. How the answer so?
And you police can cry. I'm not saying you can't cry. You can cry. If you show up at a disaster place and children have been washed away by water, I will cry. If you come to this, I was at the stadium disaster and I cried. I was with Uncle Franka. We cried. We were reporting for joy. We were crying because people are dying. That's not why he's crying. He is crying because 3 police officers have said some things about him that are untrue and it's very painful. So he's crying. IGP. If I were the president who appointed him tonight, I'll call him and say, Chief, I don't think that you can go on with this one. You were crying at the committee, crying, pa, he's crying. And that's the point I'm making. Why was he crying? It is to court public sympathy. Who is telling him that he needs public sympathy? What does he need it for? He needs to design the system and deal with the interior system and deal with it.
So this is po Adom Otchere, okay? And this is what po Adom Otchere is saying. Say or no, or indirectly no, catch President Akufo Addo say one pame Dampare because wako committee ase akwa akosu. Di entia na Dampare isu a say yakwa akotwa ntro ato ne so. Na wono po Adom Otchere ye no sanso ka say ane na Dampare no ono kra no public sympathy. You see nipa. But anyway, everything you put in this universe it comes back to you. Every single thing you put into this universe, okay, it will come back to you. Enti po Adom Otchere di obeye bia no nkoso no nye. Ono so ne mrebeba. Susu ampa se sebim prediasa. Uti wo baby. Na asem mfa ho. Na nkrofo akwa kodi kokonsa afa ho. na wo mo aka asem a eni kwan se wo mo ka na asem no aba beto w'anim na ye ko bubu nsem ni mu no eye wo ne ya ba be frɛw at long last at the end no wo ne ya ba be frɛw e na ase ye pesi ye bu asem ne to so na Dampare akọ committee na ase na Dampare akọ kase asem we kra no me nka ho de ntia mo de me ya ba be hye asem we mu a mo frɛ me ya ba committee ni mu a mo bisa me nsem no obi na akọ akodi me ho kokonsa a wo sɛe me ti me baby dwe me ho ye me adwuma wo na Dampare kan asem bi Ghana fo anwen ho wose yen hwe yie na yan hwe ne yie a saa na ebe ba obon se Ghana saa ye de be bring nkrofo down obon se ye be appoint obi and due to the precedents we are setting no Dampare die ninti no all you have to do to remove that person and say yen kongo di ne ho kokonsa ni yen record ni yen fambra mbetudwa ni yen set committee ni eba ni ye twantwe ato ni pakro ne so na afei ye bu asem na ato ne so Dampare asem a wokan ye ni po Adom Otchere analysis a wo ye po Adom Otchere amba monte ama meka say oh police form penyimfo ne nsem o mo kan ne de o mo ntwa ye because obi a wo ye adwuma na wo boss na mo ka say ya fa ne ho de I was say ye yi mu edi dabi Paul didn't say that ono po Adom Otchere ne Metro TV na wo no owo nkola bia wo ne o mo ye adwuma nkola na ya no mo read social media reactions to ema no na nka obi akwa set recorder na wate say nkola no say Paul din plane se ne o mo beye na po Adom Otchere ye yi na efi Metro TV ho na nkono po Adom Otchere na be ne dana na at the end of the day Metro TV board atenase omo pese omo ka ansem no omo kwa ka asem na afa ye bebu abo po Adom Otchere mum anke be ne de obviously you feel pain in his voice and basically that is what Dampare did. We felt the pain in his voice. He didn't cry technically. But for Adom Otchere, a top journalist like you, to come and stand on TV to say, Dampare crying, oh soon. Did you see Dampare cry? What is the definition of the word cry? Did you hear or see Dampare cry? He didn't cry. But you felt the pain in his voice. And so for Adom Otchere to come and say, Dampare is soon, inti enu inti, Akufo Addo mpame no. Eye ningwase na ogu hu, but o de me pese me kai Adom Otchere, ye nko echi. Me pese me kai Adom Otchere, say, sa time no, na owe he. Hwe bibi ye wo oman mu ha na KT Hammond that time no em say Ghana obon kokko a lot of people don't know this story ache that time na social media and nye we sa Ghana drill ship KT Hammond that time na oye minister drill ship na KT Hammond ye minister no kokko sunye okokko ton Ghana ship o se de na asemba na committee ba be frɛ KT Hammond ko sun ma KT Hammond na oba be di Ghana imbebunu atem se yetiti se kube no osun ma KT Hammond osun ma this is the story. Big boy KT Hammond cries ma for his ministerial job, but no anyway we a different one. That one is acho that story not check any 2013 2013 November 2013 KT Hammond cried sunye say ane ene ne ma mekra no isi ane ma me ntumi nda because of nsem a ye kan fa ne ho nsem bebre any false accusation is killing my mother. And also KT Hammond that time no drill ship ekwaton Ghana ya drill ship KT Hammond say ya twa to ne so say wakwa akoton Ghana drill ship edisika inti amane mami ewu inti committee ase na KT Hammond osun. Why? Because o say ye twa to ne so, and that is the story me ya show nende ye ba be kasa wo po Adom Otchere ka say no hunti ye mpame Dampare die nti a akọ committee ase kwa kusu. This is the story here. After crying at Judgment Debt Commission, KT Hammond finds voice. The way you see osunwe ye no, and na afi you see wenya voice a wakasa. Mami read this story in intro, and this story was written in 2015. Now I say months after crying at the Judgment Debt Commission over how the government of Ghana's drill ship was sold, Mr. Kwabena Tahir Hammond has regained his voice. This time around, the crying Katie Hammond is not in the news over reports regarding his involvement in the bizarre sale of the country's drill ship, but fast becoming the architect of very offending languages such as useless blah 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 blah. Now, I want to show you guys the video. Maybe I want to show you guys the video. Judgment Debt Commission. Maybe I said me share my video no if the 9 years ago any this video is 4 minutes. Nine years ago, and this is the YouTube video. 9 years ago, and GTV for a post here, and I don't know whether they will show the part Katie Hammond was crying. It's small committee now say this.
And Constance.
Your position as the minister or deputy minister is advisory and suggestive.
Yes, my
lord. So that you advise the board,
yes, my lord,
to do certain things.
Yes, my lord.
In this case, it wasn't an advice you gave. No. You physically entered into the domain, went and sold, negotiate, sold, pay the money belonging to GMPC somewhere.
Okay.
Because the GMPC has sent you, go and sell my property.
Yes,
give me feedback. When you came, you didn't give GMPC feedback.
The drill ship was sold for 24.
So Katie Hammond won't do you. Eko dinu who could room who ton Ghana ship. Every year no one ma account. That is what Katie Hammond and the old dim bebu na temu. And this MPP time ku 4 time the oye no.
$1 million, out of which
committee na se no oye no osunye.
Was used to pay solicitors and another $100,000 to settle some outstanding debt. Mr. Katie Hammond, who was the sole signatory to Ghana's side of the settlement, explained that the remaining $3.5 million was paid into Ghana International Bank account, while the then acting Ghana High Commissioner to the UK, Mr. Chris Kodo, was a witness.
This is to acknowledge.
So they didn't show the part where Katie Hammond cried, but once I read the article at Trewa, article nature said indeed he cried. But that time no, show there's no they didn't show the video where Katie Hammond cried. They didn't show that video. But Katie Hammond soon yet say akwala e committee na say because I see you try to ne so. When we send the sole commissioner ebu asem na to Katie Hammond so. They walk ton ya no uye say and Katie Hammond cried. Na enom po Katie Hammond e den eto no ya nchina ntumi anya ne he. Na nde wo be ka se Dampare onom po a wensu no. What's it Dampare? Aqua kusu. It's here for Montreal. Comment box in why, Medasi.